So here's the United States. Here's my mountain, and the signals. Now, does everyone remember what was that movie where the guy went down with a bomb? You know, I mean, finally got this thing.
Dr. Strangelove?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember them saying, now, is there any chance they could actually make it to Moscow? I says, well, now that pilot was really good. I mean, really good. Right in over those treetops. He could get right over those pesky, rusky radars and throw out that bomb right on them. They go, oh no! You know, we were ruined. We're ruined. Well, that's the way the signals come from around the world. Now, let me show you why. Here's the ionosphere. It's up about 200 miles. And I launch a signal from Incline Village, and it goes up like this and goes down to Salt Lake City. Okay?
Salt Lake.
That's easy. But then you lose about half your power. If it hits the ocean, you lose not much, actually. The ocean's like salt, like a copper sheet. It's great. But the dirt, most of the United States, dirt and all, it doesn't good. And the ionosphere, the vagaries of it, it goes through an 11-year cycle. If you plot the wheat crop in the world, there'll be a peak every 11 years as the sun's stronger. And in ham radio, that same thing makes the ionosphere better. And so you do it. Now, this is a cycle that looks like this, and right now, we're there. Now, this is the good things about it. Anyhow, so you lose a little, and you lose a little, and you lose a little, and you lose a little. So if you keep going like this, 6 or 8 times, there's nothing left here. And you barely made it across the Atlantic.
Oh, baby.
So if you want to do a good job at talking all around, you get a big antenna, and you launch that signal just right on just over the horizon. And you go all the way to Kansas, and then you come down to New York City, and then that's only the first bounce on the United States, and then you go up, and then you can go a long way. And when conditions are just right, and I mean just right, I can aim my antenna, and I go, dip, and I hear, dip, dip. It goes all the way around the world, and I hear my own echo. Conditions, right? That's so. You can hear the organ music play. Those are really, really good conditions. So remember, I only had 1% of my signal was get to this country. So half. You see, I was running 1,000 watts about. So 1% would be 10 watts, and half of 1% would be 5 watts. Morally, I felt completely justified saying QRP, but actually it wasn't. The only trouble is my signal that went up in the air was the full 1,000 watts, because it went right up like that. It didn't bother the mountain, and it came down on the guy's head, wherever he was in the Midwest, and knocked his radio off the table. That was fun. So ham radio, the DXing is a big thing. You got to put up a big antenna. Well, when I moved to the location where I am now, I took an old Jeep wagon here, and I put car batteries in it. I got a 500-watt amplifier and a small antenna, and I went up the top of Virginia Peak. Did anyone know there's a guy out there that has tanks? Tanks. I mean, real live tanks. Now, a friend of mine came up to borrow one of my older RVs today, and he has a friend who's an ex-Marine, and it's his friend that lives out there, and they said he lives in a bunker left over from rocket. The wall in the front of the house is that thick. So they came inside, and they had set up. He's got these mannequins from World War I, World War II, German uniforms, German machine guns, and they're looking at all this stuff and says, "Oh, be careful." They're all live. I mean, most of them are loaded, This guy, anyhow, but he has fun. He has fun, and believe me, as a volunteer fireman, I can tell you that we do not go on his property. Just No, don't even ask. If he asks us, okay. If there's a fire, well.
I go.
So,